You know what they say about guys with big feet. They need big shifters. Introducing the Hammerhead Designs Forged Shifters, now crafted with 75% more innuendo. Tired of riding your dirt bike with controls that feel like they were made for a ballet dancer? Time to put on a shifter that was made for regular dancers. Did God happen to curse you with normal sized feet?
Oh God, why have you forsaken me?
Well, stop crying, you little bitch, because Hammerhead's got you covered. Their shifters range from, it's a good size, I swear, all the way to Alabama Black Snake. So it's time to put the excuses away and grab a Hammerhead for your ride, because when you got too much pork for just one fork, sometimes it takes a little bit of hammering to make things fit.
So, all jokes and innuendo aside, I am actually super excited about this Hammerhead shifter and brake I got both for my KTM and for Jessica's KX100. You see, Jessica and I both have Sasquatch-sized feet. I'm a size 13 and she's a size 9, which are both pretty far above average for normal feet. And the problem with that is most shifter and brake combos on dirt bikes just aren't designed for people with above average size feet. Not on this KTM, and definitely not on Jessica's KX100, which is designed for a kid with really small feet. You see, Jessica's got a size 9, but she's only 5'3". I just want to point this out real quick. Look at the size difference in the original brake tip and this new brake tip from Hammerhead. I mean, it is absolutely enormous compared to the old one, and you can adjust it in and out. More than anything, I am really excited to try this out on the trails. I've got a feeling it's really going to help me with my rear brake control. So now we've got these Hammerhead parts to go ahead and stick on these bikes and see how they work out for people with above average size feet. I'll tell you, I'm pretty excited to try them. Both my brake and my shifter have been a constant source of frustration for me with my Garin motocross boots, which are very stiff, very bulky, but offer great protection. So I'm really hoping that this offset shifter and larger size brake pedal help me out. Well, there we have it. The Hammerhead brake lever and shift lever installed on 2016 KTM 300 XCW. Like I said before, I'm really looking forward to testing these things out because I've got really big feet and the shift lever and the brake lever have just been nothing but frustrations to me out on the trail. I'm really hoping that these things do the trick. I'm going out tomorrow and we'll cut to that here just in a second, but I'll say this. Even if they don't do the trick and give me what I was looking for, man, they really look good on the bike at least. And cut to the woods.
Well, alright, out here at Croom on the very next day. If I was Moto Nasty, I'd put in some crazy spinny thing to show that time had passed, but I'm not, so I won't. Anyway, out here to test out the Hammerhead shift lever and the Hammerhead brake lever that I stuck on the bike last night. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I really struggled with rear brake control just because I never really felt I could get my foot on the brake pedal when I needed to. So I'll tell you, I'm really excited about trying out this larger brake tip. First kick. Just kind of ride around here the parking lot a little bit, just kind of trying to get a feel for this brake pedal. Definitely don't want any surprises out in the woods, but so far this thing feels, I don't know, it feels great. It's a lot easier to find. Definitely gonna have to be a little careful on these trails, although I do know the trails a little bit out here. We are right after the hurricane, so I've heard from a lot of guys who ride out here, there's a lot of down branches. I ain't no Graham Jarvis. I ain't about to freaking just like bomb a log crossing. I'm also flying solo today, so I don't want to get too far ahead of the curve here. The shifter too, man, oh my god. That's so much nicer. It feels like shifting my street bike now, just because there's so much room. Before, it was just like jam my foot in there. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's about the most of a log crossing I can manage. This doesn't look often used. that trail ran out. This looks like a trail, right? Yeah, this is sort of a trail. I guess. Oh, fucking A, that was a big ass goddamn spider. Jesus Christ. Ah, fuck it, motherfucker's still on me. That's what you get for bushwhacking. Fucking spiders, man. When we were kids, we'd always call them cigarette spiders. Oh, I'm gonna be fucking jumping the rest of the goddamn day. Even a little thing that fucking touches my neck. Okay, I think I'm safe. Do you think with as often as that happens out here, I'd be kind of used to it by now? But definitely not. No spiders, no spiders, no spiders. This is a pretty good place to practice whoops, even though I'm still pretty much sucking at them. They probably look like nothing on the GoPro, but this shit is whooped out. You can't tell at all. I say the only way to get good at whoops is to attack them fast, but going fast is really fucking scary. Especially when you just feel like you're going to come down right in the face of one of these things and go ass over tea kettle. I guess it's really a testament to how good these controls are that I don't have that much to say about them, because from like first putting them on, I was immediately noticed like, wow, this feels like my street bike. They're just so much bigger, so much easier to reach. A couple miles of trails later, and all of a sudden, I don't even notice they're there anymore. Just because they feel so natural. I mean, a dirt bike isn't the only thing I ride. I ride a lot of street, too. And it feels as easy to shift and brake as my street bike does. Which, you know, on my street bikes, everything's just right where you need it to be. Very intuitive. Got to be careful riding around out here. This is where Triumph Chick sunk her KX. Ooh, drop back in. Oh, that's fucking fun. Oh, man, I swear to God. I say it every time I'm out, man. Riding a dirt bike's the most fun you can have with your clothes on. Now I'm probably going to show you guys something you didn't know, and that's how to go much faster in the woods on your dirt bike with one simple trick. What is this witchcraft? What's his secret, you might ask? Are these powers given by the Dark Lord Satan? Did he get bit by a radioactive alligator? Is it just plain old crystal meth? No, it's none of these things. You just turn your camera down to 30 frames per second and everybody looks a lot better. Got to thank my buddy Shy for that trick, making me look just a little bit better than poor, all the way up to mediocre. I'll tell you, the hammerhead really is making me a little faster, just because since I can find the rear brake so much easier now, it's given me a lot more confidence just kind of coming into these turns hot and braking late. Of course, I say coming into these turns hot and braking late for me. My coming in hot and breaking late is some people's just putt through the woods. I'll tell you, riding dirt bikes is always just a war of attrition, because the longer you're out here in the woods, the more balls you get. And the more balls you get, the faster you get. And technically, the faster you get, the better you are, because out here in the sand and the whoops, man, speed is your friend. That is what you need to succeed, baby. But out here, more balls, more speed, getting better. You also get more tired, so you get sloppier. So there's got to be like some weird balance point you can find eventually of of getting the jitters out and getting faster and being ballsier and not being so tired that you're going to make some dumb mistake and break your fucking collarbone. I know you guys are probably saying, how the fuck are you getting tired after like 10 minutes of riding? Bitch, already been through a full tank of gas. I don't want to hear it. The magic of editing. Oh, shit. Oh, that was graceful. What was that I said about the war of attrition? Fucking took my glove off. First time that's happened. That looks so dramatic. It looks so dramatic. I was like, oh, I'm for sure going to hurt something. Like, holy crap, I feel fine. Well, it'll probably start to hurt later. Whew. People wonder why dirt bike helmets have these things on them. That's why. It's not to block the sun. Here's a fun shade tree surgeon fact. I'm out here in the big sand pit at Croom. Right over there is the entrance to some of the trail systems, and there's a shit ton more trails over there. And that spot up there is where I park my truck to drop off the bike. I talk all this shit about me sucking, and trust me, I do, especially compared to anybody who's been riding dirt bikes for a long time. But I will say this. When I very first started riding dirt bikes, the very first thing I did was unload it from the truck and ride it from the truck to about over there. It's maybe like, gosh, I don't know, 300 yards, maybe? I don't know, I'm bad with distance. Maybe 300-400 yards from the truck to there. And by the time I got to there, I was so winded riding through this big sand pit that I had to take a break going back. I actually was so winded and so out of breath that when I rode the bike back, I freaking had to stop. So, you know, I give myself a lot of shit about sucking in the woods, but I've gotten a lot better. Just a little shade tree surgeon pat himself on the back moment there. And of course, I'll say this, it hadn't rained recently the last time I came through here, so all this stuff was just like really deep sand. And I was going over these whoops, which, again, the faster you go over them, the better you are. And when I first started riding, I just kind of rolled through them like a roller coaster, which will just beat the ever-loving shit out of you. That's it. When I first started, that ride right there was enough to put me out of breath on my old Husqvarna 450. I guess I've come a long way. I don't know. I've come a long way, but there is still a long, long, long way to go.